Hello all, this is Manish Chauhan from jagoinvestor.com. In this video, I'm going to cover 6 key changes which happened in ETF rules by the government 2 days back. So I'm going to tell you 6 major changes. Here is the press release by the government. What they have done is they have just given 1 or 2 lines of all the changes. So it's little confusing. So we'll still have to wait for the detailed wordings, but till then, let us see whatever we have understood. So let us start. So the first major change which has happened is that they have simplified the reasons for partial withdrawals. So earlier there were 13 different provisions for partial withdrawals. Like for example, you could withdraw for purchase of house, marriage, construction of house, education, and so many things. Okay, so different reasons were there. So when you applied, you had to mention which under which reason you are applying. Now what they have done is they have just simplified it and made 3 baskets of essential needs, housing needs, and special circumstances. So now it becomes much more easier for you to apply under any of these baskets. The second one is related to this itself. Earlier, when you withdraw for any reason, for each particular reason, there were different rules, different service tenure required, eligibility, documentation. I'll give you an example. So, for example, purchase of house or construction of house, you were allowed to do it only after 5 years of service, and you could withdraw only 90% of your EPF balance. Okay, and for another reason, there was 7 years period. For something, it was 3 years. For something you could withdraw 80%, for something you could withdraw 50%. So it was quite confusing, and you had to look at the rules book. Now they have made it much more simpler. What now they are saying is, it's a very big change, truly speaking, that now the minimum service requirement is only 12 months. So after 12 months, anyone can go and do a partial withdrawal from the EPF. Obviously the amount will be less, because in 1 year how much money will be there in EPF, but that is one big change. What they have said is that 100% of eligible self contribution plus employer contribution you can take out. And as a second rule, they have said that at any point of time you have to keep 25% of your EPF money as balance. This is what they have said. So technically it means only up to 75% of your EPF balance you can withdraw for any partial withdrawal. uh, so this is the major change. Now there will be less documentation. It will not be too much of documentation, and in some cases, I think the small reasons, you can just give a self declaration that for this reason I am going to withdraw. As an example, for education you can withdraw up to 10 times in your whole service tenure, and for marriage purpose you can withdraw 5 times. Okay, obviously this marriage is for self, for siblings, for daughter, for son. um, so this is the second main reason, main change. The third change is that under the special circumstances, if you apply for any withdrawal, earlier for natural calamity or unemployment, you had to give some proof, some documentary evidence, but now you can just go and apply for the withdrawal under special circumstances without giving any reason. You don't have to give any detail or documentation. So that is quite easy now. uh, Now this is a quite important change number 4, because a lot of people are confused on this, and I'm seeing a lot of people not getting it. But let us understand what I have understood. So earlier, if you wanted to withdraw your EPF after the job loss, if you're unemployment, you could withdraw up to 75% of your EPF money within 1 month itself, and rest 25% was accessible to you within 2 months itself. Now, under the new rule, what they are saying is that you will have to wait for 12 months before you can withdraw 100% of your EPF money. Please try to focus on what they are saying. You have to wait for 12 months before you can withdraw 100% of your EPF money. That does not mean that just after getting unemployed you can't access some part of it. Okay, because remember, under the special circumstances you can still go and apply for it, right? Apply for withdrawal. You'll not get 100%, you will get 75% money, because you have to keep that mandatory 25% as the balance, which you will be able to withdraw after waiting for 12 months. This is what this particular rule means. This is my understanding. I may be wrong. So let's wait for the detailed wordings to come. But logically, if you see, I don't see why the government will force something like this. There'll be a big revolt if they do something like this. So what it technically means is, let me just repeat. If you get unemployed, you can go and withdraw up to 75% of the money instantly under special circumstances, and then rest 25%, that part you will have to wait for full 12 months. Earlier it was 2 months. And The next one is that you have to wait for up to 36 months for pension withdrawals. What it means, when you invest in EPF, some part goes into EPS, right, for your pension. Now, that part is fully accessible to you after retirement. You can get the pension. But let's say in your 40s, when you're 44, 30, suddenly the job loss happened and you're not getting job, you can technically access that pension part also, but for that you'll have to wait for 36 months. Okay, so that is one major change, and I hope most of the people now get it. The fifth change is also a big one, and that is going to simplify a lot of people life. Earlier, when you were shifting your old EPF to new job, you were required to take the old employer approval. You had to go to them, contact them, ask them for their approval and all. And if there was no company in existence, if it had shut down, you had to go to magistrate and you have to get it notarized. So there was some documentation involved, and a lot of people just delayed their EPF transfer because of this particular reason. Now in this particular change, if your UAN and Aadhaar is linked, then you are not going to require your old employer approval. It will simply get transferred. Just make sure your UAN and Aadhaar is linked. Okay, so that is a big thing, because now there will be a seamless transfer of your old EPF to new company. Okay, uh, the sixth change is more of, I can see that there's a lot of focus on automation and self-help. For example, now earlier when you used to make any claim, any withdrawal, any transfer, anything, and there was authentication required, there was Aadhaar based OTP which used to come, and that was the only way of authentication. And there were many small claims which were auto settled. I mean, without any person looking at it, it was auto settled if the amount was less than 1 lakh rupees. Now, the two things which has happened, one is that for authentication purpose, you can do face authentication from Umang app. This is already done from last August actually, but still let me cover it here. And for any amounts, uh, if there's any auto settlement has to happen, that amount is raised to 5 lakh rupees, which simply means that for withdrawals of 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, for these smaller amounts, it will be very fast now. It will be auto settled. There is no manually, someone is not looking at it and judging it. That is not going to happen. But let's see if it happens in reality on the ground or not. Okay, so these were the six major changes. Now there are some key points I want to talk about. First thing is that uh, understand that once you retire from the job, technically you can access your EPF money, your pension benefits instantly. All these rules which have come, this is while you are in the job. While you are employed, you are in the job, and if you want to do any partial withdrawal, then all these rules are applicable, that you have to wait for 12 months and 36 months for pension benefits and all. Okay, but if you're retired, don't worry, you will get the money instantly. The second thing is that, after these rules, I feel that a lot of people, it is a good thing that, now you can access your EPF money faster, easily. So a lot of times people are stuck. They want to buy a house, or, there is a marriage or medical requirement. If they don't have the money, they can get it from EPF now. So that is a good part. But the problem is that it should not happen that, people start seeing EPF as an emergency fund, while it is technically with these rules. But I suggest that don't look at EPF as a fallback option, and every time a small requirement comes in life, you just rush to EPF. Don't do that. Okay, create your wealth, do your SIPs, invest in right products, and create your wealth. Okay, so these were the major changes. I hope these were useful for you and you understood it. Now, in case you have any question, please comment, and I will try to answer this. So you can visit our website jagoinvestor.com. We are like the trusted guide to your financial freedom. Thanks a lot, and I will wait for your comment below. Thank you.